And I'm back. And I decided to just jump on. I'm gonna drop it just like this. Bam, here it is. Here it is for you to soak in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and use it to achieve freedom, justice, and equality. Right? For you and your family around you. This is Volatham M. Tautologist. Um, Today is May 18th. Tomorrow is Malcolm X's birthday. And it's officially the last day of Hip Hop Appreciation Week, right? It's 12 o'clock p.m., 11 p.m. on the East Coast. So it's still morning time over there on the West Coast. Good morning, should I say, right? I usually want to do like night shows. 10 o'clock on the night on the East Coast would be around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock on the West Coast. So when Mr. C used to, have us, it'd be prime time for him, but it'd be late night for us. And yeah, sometimes I'm at that age now. It's bedtime at 9 o'clock. I mean, I usually wake back up at like 2 in the morning, and I mean that's a whole nother legend, a whole nother story, right? So, but yeah, I'm doing well. I don't complain. You know, uh, yeah, I'm going through some things, but I mean that's not what's bringing me down. It's I'm enjoying the little bit of free time that I'm getting, and what I'm able to do with it is catch up on some TV shows. So I watched the first Equalizer, and that was pretty good. Being that I watched the third one not too long ago, but the second one I think is still my favorite. Equalizer 2. I mean, that hit home. That's a dope movie, right? The first one was good. The third one was funny. The second one, father and son, right? That's what hit home to me, you know. Um, Wishing the boy was around, but it's cool. I mean, I'll see him tomorrow, and we'll try to stream or something tomorrow or the next day, and because we got to get back to these getting on these bikes and riding these bikes and doing whatever kind of physical, because we had to let it go. He broke his foot and he wasn't able to really exercise, and I can exercise, so I am trying to ride the bike when I can and do what exercise and I could, but it was so much easier when I had that 7 to 3, go in, clock in, go do 8 hours and work out at the job. That's what they pay you for, to work out at the job. But we're in a really weird society right now where it's like, nah, you working too hard and you got to go. So it's like, I work less, I won't work as hard, right? But then therein becomes the contradiction of what we're dealing with. And it's sad, and it shows in what's going on today, right? So I'm going to jump right in on this topic right here. This is Forbes breaking news. This is what's going on in Congress, right? I'm going straight to the source. I'm not like, there's a lot of good Black networking media, and I might share a little bit later on in this little broadcast. Well, I call them programs, in this little program that I'm putting together for you. But I'm gonna start right here with Forbes breaking news. I'm subscribed. It's at Forbes breaking news. They have 3 million subscribers, and this is coming straight from the House Weaponization Committee. Um, you know, well, it says it at the bottom there, but let me see if I can come out one more time. House Weaponizing Committee holds hearing on lawfare tactics, and this is what's going on in our Congress. So I'm going straight to the source with this. All right, this is what they're debating down there in D.C. Just the other day. May 15th was the date. So it was just the other day, and most people probably didn't watch. I'm not going to share too much because I don't want to lose viewers, but I know ain't nobody really viewing right now, and I'm I'm just live streaming it to Facebook, and then I'm going to send it over to YouTube as a premiere, and then I might live stream again late night tonight. I'm trying to be more consistent in my live streams and setting up time so that, you know, if people that do want to follow and get into the comment area and want to share their thoughts while I'm live doing it, I do appreciate, you know, I mean, I'll do it. I'll start doing that. Shout out to my cousin Deborah. Debbie was on the last live stream on Facebook, but I can't see it unless I'm on my phone. I'll be doing other things with my phone while I live stream. I do have my old iPhone 7. That's what I'm using to play the music in the background. Just a beat that I got on, you know, a loop that I got running on GarageBand, and I'm gonna resample it, chop it up, and convert it into hip hop form, and I might even spit some bars to it to show y'all how it's really done. I usually start my podcast off, or I call it a podcast. My program is a podcast. My program off with hip hop being an American culture, created by the children of the 1960 civil rights movement. Because I'm one of those Generation X babies, right? Born in '71, and we started breakdancing when I was, you know, 1978 and '79 to disco records, and that's what Sugar Hill Gang was. It was a disco record, and my auntie, the famous Rochelle Fleming, was on singing for First Choice. You can give us some shout outs to my family right now, right? And we used to, you know, dance and sing to her records in the basement. So that was hip hop at the very beginning, in my grandparents' basement. Me being the third of my grandfather name, right? And we used to dance and you know, wrestle. You know, I would wrestle my older cousins, Black and Hassan. You know, Elder Black. I'm being facetious. You know, Wayne, you know, they know what I'm talking about. Because he was a darker skin, so I used to, you know, but and now I teach what Black is eternal, right? And he holds that Bible in his hand, and he gets to start teaching that word, and all I can do is listen and shake my head, yes, right? And then I got another cousin, Hassan. He holds that Quran, and he'll he you know, he do that assalamu alaikum. I say peace to the gods, right? And we have a common Wu-Tang understanding, right? Quote unquote, right? The gods and the earth. So it has become an Islamic Christianity for me, myself. Because yes, I started off as a Baptist Christian and then broke bread with, you know, some of the greatest, dopest MCs that ever spit on the planet. And you know, the one that we started over with is Rakim. I've been working on Rakim again with my son. I started working on Rakim with him since he was 4 years old when he came through the door. I said it before, you know. So by the time he was in first grade, six or so, he was going into class and telling other kids that his mind remains refined with all kinds of ideas. It's self-esteem to make you think that my thoughts took years to build and get straight A's, and still do to this day. You know, even though he did get a B+ on his last vocabulary exam, and I really didn't help him. Like I normally push him a little bit more than normal, but it is the process of, hey, you can do it on your own, you know. But and he recognizes that he needs his father's help, and because I do give him that little boost that he needs to get that A+ as opposed to that B+, and that's what we need more from our fathers, you know. And that's not being disrespectful to the mothers, but somehow that's what it's being translated to. All right, so, but enough about me rambling on about the culture and how it is a religion. I'm just going to jump right into this politics. Now, I really don't like talking about politics, but I'm sharing this right here just to help. Hey, if I'm telling y'all it's a game, I have it on my phone, right? I think I'm going to share a little bit of that today too. But right now, I'm gonna go right into it and share just maybe 10 minutes of this. That way I don't get really copyright claimed. They've been copyright claiming when I share video from The Godfather, even though that's kind of my main movie that I'm focused on right now, because there's something about when you take the word God and you take the word Father and you put it together as the Godfather, it's life changing, you know. That's why Jesus started off the Lord's Prayer with our God, our Father who art in heaven, right? But we'll get more into Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha and all the prophets that we want to list. Just like I'm doing Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Kwame Ture, and Muhammad Ali. As you can see, it's starting to flow more off of my tongue because those are the four that I'm starting off with. Same thing with hip hop. I'm starting off with, and I'm stuttering a little bit because Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Kool G Rap, EPMD, Slick Rick, and Dougie Fresh, and then KRS-One with Boogie Down Production. But we'll get more into that as I keep creating these videos. I took 11 minutes to explain that because I do feel like I got to recap to let people know this is the topic. All right. So right now, I'm just sharing what they're saying. This is what they are saying down in DC.
These days, you see individuals running for prospective office who claim, if you elect me, I will bring down this public figure or that public figure who disagrees with my political philosophy. Understand that to destroy a political rival, you need not convict that person of a crime. All you must do is leak the fact that the individual is being investigated for a particular crime, thereby destroying his or her reputation and causing that individual to incur legal fees to defend themselves. The net result is, if you can destroy their reputation and bankrupt them with legal fees, you have effectively eliminated or canceled your opposition without ever convicting them of a crime or getting a civil judgment against them. Mr. Costello, I just wanted to say I felt very seen by your testimony that was provided to the committee. But
all right, that was the intro, right? And that's what's going on in the Black community. Is Black men are being dragged down to the courts. I only experienced the courts because I was trying to help when during Trump, I was, go adopt a child maybe. That way I can help. Since 80%, or it's a ridiculously high number, of the children in the court system that are seeking adoption are Black. A major percentage are Black children. So Black children need our help when it comes to getting a good home to live in. So the only way to really for us to be able to help is to go down there and adopt a child. Black couple needs to go down there and adopt a child. So that's what I, tried to do, right? All right. It's a legal system. It's called the Department of Justice. And right now, Biden is in charge. It's his Department of Justice because the first thing he did as soon as he took office was sign a bunch of policies that change the Department of Justice to what we're seeing today and experiencing today.
I want to get back to what Mr. Lynch said previously, that sometimes when you're accused of something, it's actually the people accusing you who are doing that thing. Now, you were accused of illegally dangling a pardon before Michael Cohen, right?
Correct.
And that was a lie.
Absolutely.
That accusation could not withstand any scrutiny or review from the Southern District of New York, where Mr. Goldman worked, where other great attorneys have worked, right?
And where I worked.
Right, but that dangling, that accusation of dangling something improper. Remember what Mr. Lynch said. If you're being accused of that, maybe it's the people doing the accusing. Now, Mr. Trusty, you described a searing fact pattern moments ago. You accused a Department of Justice official of an extortionist ploy to dangle a judgeship before a lawyer to get that lawyer to betray their client, Walt Nauta, right?
Yes, I have no reason to disbelieve that lawyer.
And
you see, when we go Black fathers need to step up. That's what Michelle Obama said, right? It's now the legal system is going to do what it's supposed to do, right? It's going to, it's the Black fathers that are at fault. So even if you are a good father, right? Because you're at the bottom of you're a janitor, you're dusty, you're not right, you're not making $30 an hour, right? They cut your hours, right? Because your job doesn't require 20 hours of cleaning. It does, but it doesn't. And they have to figure out cutbacks, and they're cutting back the janitors. They'll let it get a little dirty and dusty in there, right? And it's you are being attacked as being the guilty, dusty father, no good father that they're saying about the 70% of single parents out there. All right. There's black parents, maybe 100% specific, right? By the 2020 census, 67% single parent homes. It's mostly women, right? Because in order for the father to get the custody of the child, it's a legal battle. Now you have to pay for lawyers and prove you have to prove your innocence of being a dusty, that it's actually the businesses cutting back jobs, going bankrupt, causing the inflation, right? So Joe's not taking responsibility for causing the inflation. It wasn't his Bidenomics. It was the company. It was the corporations that not doing right is what caused their bankruptcies. When all they did was what? Hire people that Biden wanted at the top, whether it's anti-fascist, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's LGBTQIA+, the policies that was supposed to help those people. But as we continue to go through this, Black women are starting to understand he's not helping, right? Because there are Black men that are struggling. They're still we're trying to make it through the storm. You see, I'm including myself with that, right? I'm trying to make it through the storm. I'm trying to start my own business. I'm trying to teach the children, right? They're not helping. Biden and them is not helping. Like, yes, I can give my resume to the school district, but if our homes are broken, right? We're being accused of being dirty and dusty and broke. The schools isn't going to hire you. They're going to blame you for your socioeconomic condition. And all we can do is blame Biden. And how are we blaming him? Because we asked him a simple question. Black folks, we need reparations. Can Black folks get reparations? Easy question. Yes or no answer. He's not even saying maybe.
And who was the Department of Justice official that engaged in that extortionist ploy?
Well, the lead person in that conversation was Jay Bratt, who's still currently assigned to the Southern District of Florida case.
What is that? I mean, for those of you who've been prosecutors, who've dedicated your lives to the rule of law, what does it tell us about the shape of the legal system that you have people with the ability to do what Mr. Costello laid out in testimony, to charge you with a crime, destroy your reputation, bankrupt you, like they're trying to do to Walt Nauta, a patriot who served in our military, and then to hear this claim that they were literally trying to compromise the lawyer? How should we reflect on a legal system that permits that?
It's broken. I had a friend of mine from the Department of Justice text me not too long ago, and he said it's going to take decades for the department to fix itself. And I love that place. I worked there. I was a prosecutor for 27 years, but I am fearful that we've crossed the Rubicon by being ends justify the means by engaging in selective targeting and differential treatment. And I don't know how it ends or how it gets better, but I'm happy to at least bring evidence about that issue.
Well, and that
I mean, I can keep going, but of course, Democrats going to say, no, it's not broken. It's we determine who's guilty. Right? Get back to the beat, right? Get back to the beat. Get back to the beat. Right? It's sad. Because yes, they're pointing at them and saying that these are Republicans, right? And in the process of them saying that they're Republicans, is like, that naturally makes them exclude basically Democrats, but Black Democrats. So Black Democrats are trying to get policies to help Black people. That's what their goal is supposed to be, right? That's the Black Caucus. That's what the Black Caucus is supposed to be doing. Figuring out, hey, we need policies that can help Black people. And they're not cutting the check. They'll cut the check for them, but and it's like, now what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to trickle down that check that they cut for them to us, to the people that, hey, I've been discriminated against at my job. What kind of financial gain can I get from that? And I can't get no financial gain because I just shared it with you. I go to get the lawyer, and then the lawyer gets in trouble for trying to help me. That's the legal system that we have right now. It's go to the thing, but the lawyers don't even want to touch it. The lawyers are going, yo, I got to charge you this amount in order to, just in case I lose, just in case we lose. That's what's going on. That's how Fani Willis is now going back to church, because because Biden sent her to attack Trump, and the system is so messed up it turned on itself. Like, no, now she's in trouble. Now she wants to come back to the cookout. And the pastors are going to let them in. Yes, I get it. Yes, right? But I need the pastors to stop lying about Joe being invited to the damn church. Joe is not invited, shouldn't be invited to the church. He's going in there saying, oh, where are the LGBT? Whoa. No, that's unethical. That's immoral. That's a community. That's not a community. It's a political ideology. Those type of political ideologies are not welcome here. That's all pastor has to say. But now, if pastor says that, then we lose financial, tax-free, status from the government, which costs more money. Now we can't be profitable. And how do you break even and then still owe for gas, electricity, health care or whatever, education, right? The church can't afford education. The word is supposed to be the education. So the pastor uses the Bible. The government is telling them to use this critical race theory. Y'all starting to understand? Or y'all still caught up in the, believe, trust all Biden's cool. Ain't nothing evil about Biden, it's Trump. Like he was saying, it's sometimes it's the people pointing at you. Like it's, like my story goes back to what the little child that I was trying to adopt, Sasa, right? And then when I was trying to adopt Sasa, it was funny, but at one point we were sitting at the table, me, my son's mother, and the what do they call social worker? And my son's mother and the social worker was talking about how the uncle kicked the auntie and the baby out of the house. And I'm the only one looking with the rock eyebrow like that. And that don't sound right. You know what I mean? They were so caught up in the gossip of, just the idea of, men being deadbeats, of the uncle being a deadbeat, that as soon as I started to try to voice my opinion, like, wait a minute, y'all talking about men right now. Y'all talking about, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, we're not talking about you. Yes, you are. Right? Because as soon as I went to court that day, shout out to the eye that jumped on. I'll check who that is and rap to you later. Whoever, because I can't see the chat line right now. I'm doing other things with my phone. And, I'm trying to do too much. But yeah, let me finish this story. When I go to take the little 4-year-old girl back to the auntie and uncle, I give the little girl to the uncle, right? And she leaped out of my hands into his arms, right? I knew I was giving it into good hands, right? He was just trying to be the man of his house, the father in his house. Of course, my wife and the auntie had a phone relationship. We really weren't supposed to have a relationship with them, you know what I mean? Because we're trying to adopt. And the court was kind of fed up with their relationship where she was adoptable. All I had to do was go down there, say, I'm not giving that baby back. It's my baby now. And the girl would have been mine. But of course I need my, son's mother's help. But that's a whole nother, argument, debate, right? And then that's what gossip is. It's bringing your arguments, debates of what the structure of the family is supposed to be. It's no debate when you go to church and read the Bible. It's father, mother, children, right? Killer Priest said father, mother, son, daughter is the righteous order. I was like, yeah, that's bars right there. But that's right there. But what if the son is younger than the daughter? Like, you're not getting it, right? You're still not getting it. And I see that issue with a lot of families, but I'm not pointing at nobody specifically. But I am talking about one specific family because I know I gave it to a good man and shook his hand, and I knew, my daughter, quote unquote, my daughter, I was handing it to a good dude, right? Somebody was going to do his best to raise her. Of course, 2 weeks later, the auntie was on the phone with my son's mother, looking for a place to stay. And this is what's going on today, right? And I'm being blamed for telling that story, even though it's my truth. Where am I doing here? I'm over here trying to do other things, but yeah, I mean, I just want to start right there before I really jump into things. You see, the question of the day is Joe Biden the evil one, right? It's a yes or no question, but we're forced to say maybe because we don't want to be the evil one. Right? That's basically what's going on with our society, because all you need to do is answer yes or no. And keep it moving. Anything else besides the answer of yes or no is the evil one talking, right? That's the scripture. Matthew 5, I forget what number. I started with Matthew 6:9, our Father, the Lord's Prayer. Then I went to 7. Don't worry about, your brother's eye. Worry about what's in your eye type of, and y'all didn't understand that one either. So I somehow went backwards. Just let me go back to 5. Maybe the answer to it, and then that's when I seen the yes or no. And of course, we're being taught that people are non-binary, right? When binary code is completely different than, whatever non-binary means, or what they wanted to try to make it means. What am I doing over here? I'm trying to do 2 things at once, and sometimes I get kind of corny. But yeah, what does non-binary means? So I'm trying to explain what non-binary means, and we get caught up in the difference between computers and reality, right? So therein is the issue that we're dealing with, right? And we're going to figure it out, right? So there we go. See, I'd rather play games. You know what I mean? This is more my thing. So I've been demoing games for y'all. And this one right here is Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars or something like that. Cool game. It's on my phone. So these are the 3 that I'm, Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto 3, the one down in Miami, Vice City, and then the one on Grand Theft Auto 3 part, San Andreas, and then this one. I got all 4 of them on my phone. I can play them wherever I want to play, and and it's just cool. It's just cool to have a Grand Theft Auto. I'm sitting around. I can just kick back, play a quick, video game, and laugh and enjoy at, the violence, But I'm sitting back, and it's like, I'm dealing with a society and trying to explain reality and to the children. Actually, that's not even this isn't for the adults. This is for the children that I'm doing. So like I said, with my son, I started with Eric B. and Rakim's Paid in Full. Like, all right, let's hustle and get some money. So he likes to, create content for the for YouTube. So we normally play a video game together. He's old enough to play Grand Theft Auto, in my opinion. But there are things within the game that I wouldn't want him to do. For example, picking up a girl. Like, no, you don't need to do that, son. Right? Or even killing cops. No, say shouldn't kill the cops, I don't need my son, die pigs. Like, nah, that's corny, right? But this is the reality, right? What you have to deal with and trying to raise children to be adults. The government is caught up in, and like the guy said, it's going to take decades to fix this Department of Justice now. And of course, the racism in the form of white supremacy as a psychological ideology is going to automatically point at Fani Willis as, so you're saying black women are the problem, or the judge that's in charge of the Trump trials is the black male judge, or it's the judges, right? Or it's black supremacy, the growth of black supremacy within the judicial system, right? Because that's what Fani got in trouble for, was paying a lower judge, a lower attorney, a ridiculous income, right? And I'm out here trying to get a job, and it's like I don't get a ridiculous income. I get a, okay, all right, cool. Y'all willing to pay me more than Rite Aid was going to pay me as a manager per hour, right? I ain't got a problem with it, right? But now on the other side, it's they control how many hours you get, right? Whereas I was getting paid less per hour as a manager, but I was working 55 hours a week, right? And then as soon as Obama took over, it was like, no, you can't work 55. You got to work 50 hours or under a week, right? Then somehow that became 45 hours a week, right? Then it became, it was a salary at first, actually. So it didn't matter how many hours I put in as long as I got the work done. But I was able to get the work done with 35 hours. But now it's, you got to put in more hours. We're going to try to find even more work for you, right? And we're going to cut you back to, hourly rate. So now you got to actually clock in and clock out, right? This is the game that they're playing. It's the same linear equation, but they're changing the height, the angle, you know what I mean, on what you can make by adjusting time, like the time you put in. Since your rate is fixed, we're going to adjust your time now. That's the Ponzi scheme. So now you can't work more than 45 or 40 hours a week. You can't get that overtime that you was getting before. And we're expecting you to do more than what you was able than ever before. Because now we're also going to cut back your employees. And that's what they're doing to every manager out there in the system. Yes, the government is trying to set up policies to, fix it so that person can be salary again, right? But then the corporations flip it back to, then we're going to cut the number of people that can work there. Like I literally had to break the picket line on the last job. Right? And what the people that's picking are going to say, don't work hard. If I go in there and I don't work hard, they're not going to bring me back. Hence the paradox that we're going between. And all they're doing is what? They're actually taking the union, breaking it up into 2, breaking it up to 3, right? That's just try to stop monopoly. Tap vehicle window. Oh, come on, y'all serious? Oh, I actually had to tap the screen. So yeah, this is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I mean, not San Andreas. Chinatown Wars. I can't play the music because it's actually copyrighted. Wu-Tang was, I think it was Ghostface it was a Ghostface track playing. So I'm trying my best not to get copyright claimed. It being in the little corner should help not, it's like I'm demoing the game for people to check up and download and buy, right? And I'm not going to play that much of it. I already talked more than what I wanted to talk anyway. I just wanted to share that. I just wanted to get that out. And yes, I could have shared the other side, the Democrats and what they're saying. And in fact, that's what I was going to do, right? Let me come out of here. See, if I go back into here and go into YouTube, as you can hear it in the background. Right, and then go into YouTube. And they're probably all over the place. Let me go back to history. This is my man right here. Right, this is Detroit HD TV, right? This is Detroit HTTV, right? I shared him before, right? And good dude. He's almost at 6,000 subscribers. Come to his page, subscribe, hit the like button. But I mean, now you're getting the real thought of what Black men are thinking about when it comes to this political system, because we're on the other side of that Department of Justice. And yes, we're getting pulled over just for being Black. And since we don't have the cash like we used to, some of us have to drive a little dirty sometimes. And then that way now they hit you with a ticket. All right, now once they hit you with the ticket, you know what I mean? You got to go pay that ticket. But then it's like, yo, I got to buy food to feed my family, right? So you got to what? You got to apply for food stamps or something like that. But then that makes you a dusty dirty. And then they might deny you the food stamps because she makes enough. So now it's actually trying to work the other way, right? And where you kick her out the house in order to get food stamps, right? Because now she's making the cash that she couldn't make before, right? Because of that, they done switched the manager and assistant manager positions. Actually, when I was the manager, I had a shift supervisor, 2 of them, and they both were the LGBTQ, right? And yes, they would complain about me not working hard enough. And it's like, like I'm working hard enough, but I had the same issue way back when I first started this work. When I first took over the store on Wadsworth Avenue, CVS, I had a supervisor. She complained about me, whatever, right? She had to take care of her child. She not have a man to help. And I'm doing my best to help. Hey, listen, if you're not feeling well today, go home. You can pick those hours back up on Saturday. I'll take care of it, right? Doing my best to take care of it. I send her home. Right? I asked her if she wanted to go home. Gave her a simple question. You want to go home? Yes or no? Yes, I want to go home. Okay, go home. Then she calls and what? He sent me home. Now here comes the DM ready to fire me for sending her home. Like, yo, she wanted to go home. All right. Now he comes to what? Write me up for sending her home when we had all this work to do. And she didn't want to do it. Now it's your fault for not firing her. That's literally the game that they're playing on us. And they're doing the same thing in the court system. That's what we're talking about as men. Women are starting to catch on because now it's, I need a good man. And all the good men are like, well, either they took him because they already got too many baby mamas, right? Too many children, so they're wasting your time, right? Or they just fed up, like, I just, I do what I can and try to figure it out, right? And that's the pace that we're in right now. We do what we can and try to figure it out. But that's why I don't really want to do political things on my channel. I'd rather play a video game, like Grand Theft Auto. I wish I'd have demoed a little bit more of the game for you. But I had to get back to the question of the day. Is Joe Biden the evil one? It's like, and then when they said it during the court, like sometimes the person that's pointing the finger is the one that's most guilty, right? And it's like Trump's pointing the finger at him. Like, no, Trump pointing at him saying, "Oh, see what I was telling y'all how inflation is going to affect you." Then I tell you how he's not going to give you reparations, right? At least Trump said, "I got a platinum plan." Like, at least he said something, right? I was like, all right, well, what does that plan mean? How can I get? You said 500 billion. What? I start rubbing my hands. Like, what can I do to get 1,000? Right? I'm in the hole like a mofo. How can I get a stack to start a business? Right? Joe's telling me get unemployment, but you got to work. Like, yeah, technically I can go do another job tomorrow. They love me on the what's the name app, but I got to travel 80 miles to get there, and right, and they can still fire me if they can look me up and down and fire me right then and there. And it ain't got nothing to do with clothing. It could have something to do with the color of my skin. I could be too dark for it. I don't know. I could be too fat. I could be a good father, and they see me as the evil father or bad father. Because that's what Black men are being accused of.
It's Friday. But I've seen that if I didn't show you guys this, it would be a disservice to the subscribers and the people that follow this channel. Now, what I'm going to show you, listen to it carefully, because everybody really wants to know why the left demonizes Trump so much, why they are so fearful of Donald Trump. I'm going to show you the reasons why. Pay close attention to what's about to be said.
Now, what I want y'all to understand is that I say Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Kwame Ture, Muhammad Ali, right? Malcolm X, I say first, because Malcolm X was the first to actually go before the right? The conservatives, the white conservative right? AKA Republicans, right? He went before them and said, I am a Black nationalist. That made him a leader of the quote unquote left movement. That's why they use him as an example, or Black people as an example of the leadership of left. Even though it's now LGBTQIA plus Black Lives Matter, we're at the back end of it now. The lesbians are at the beginning of it, the white lesbians. Then it's the, BLG, the white gays. Then it's the white bisexuals. Then it's the white, right? Black Lives Matter is at the tail end of it. When it was originally Malcolm X. But if you mention Malcolm X to this group now, he was evil. Malcolm X was a Black Republican, right? He's the evil one. That's what the new true what the left is today. That's what the left is today. They don't give credit to Malcolm X. That's why I'm like, Malcolm X's birthday Sunday tomorrow. They don't care. The left can't stand Malcolm X because he used to talk bad about the liberals, the white liberals.
This is for fair usage under the 1976 Copyright Act, the Education Commentary, and under the First Amendment. And this was brought on here by Melanie King. Shout out to Melanie King. Check out this video and pay real close attention to what they're about to say.
And they put a stake in his heart, but they're afraid that that stake.
These days, there's hundreds of ways to buy
commercial
but there's no place like
for
this.
by
When you walk
core.
through our door,
They look at Trump as a vampire, and they put a stake in his heart, but they're afraid that that stake could come out any time, that he's undying, and they're afraid of him. They are terrified of him. You know why they're terrified of him? Because they think he's smarter this time, and he has just cause to really get angry because of what they did to him. They can write all of the Atlantic Monthly, and they can write all the New Yorker clever liberal essays about Donald Trump was a threat to democracy, or they can write all their little Molly Ball Time essays, how clever and brilliant they were with their cabals and their conspiracies to get rid of him. But deep down inside, they know that if the right ever did that to Barack Obama or Joe Biden, they could have really made something out of the fact that Barack Obama had a hot mic expose where he told the president of Russia, you tell Vladimir that I will be flexible on missile defense. That's the security of the United States of America. If he gives me space in my last election, and Putin did do that, that's an impeachable offense if a phone call to Ukraine is. So they understand that the right could have done that to them. And they understand now the right probably will do that to them for their own survival. And they are scared. They're saying that if a MAGA candidate wins and they win the House and the Senate, we're cooked, because they're going to get special prosecutors and they're going to go after the Biden family like they've never gone after anybody. And they're going to find stuff because we know Joe is crooked. And then they're going to go after Merrick Garland, and they're going to go after Mayorkas.
I'm going to stop right there. You hear I said that Barack Obama got caught with a hot mic making a deal with Russia as it related to not doing anything or pressing him during his last years as president. Now, You remember Hunter's ties over there with Ukraine. They want the American citizens and the public to fear Trump and to fear the conservatives on the right, because they know that those conservatives have evidence against them that the country will be shocked at. You know what I mean? Who wants to be impeached for treason? So they keep using the term Trump is a threat to democracy. Trump is a threat to democracy. But pay close attention. Who's changing the Constitution? Who's undermining the amendments, the First Amendment, censorship?
Hi.
And I'm just going to end it there because check out Detroit HPTV. Let me share that one more time. At DeAndre Calloway, right? Good brother right there. He knows what he's talking about, right? I think he's a little older than me, but he looks like a Gen Xer, right? It's our turn to take leadership, right? That's what's really going on. It's Generation X turn to take leadership. We give y'all the information, right? I mean, this type of information, every time, all you have to do is ask Joe a simple question. Joe, we need reparations. Black people, as black people. Seriously, we need reparations. Right? We have to figure out a way to catch up on all these bills. Right? We're clearly being discriminated against when we go to these jobs. Clearly. Right? I got so much evidence of wrongful terminations, right? Cooking the books to make it seem like you're really not being profitable. Like I can go over a profit and loss statement. That's not the problem. The problem is that I can go over a profit and loss statement. I know the company was profitable, but now you gave the CEOs an out to sell the company, let it go bankrupt, and go home and keep all the cash to themselves. Right? Where I have to what? Now they're willing to what? Buy my house from me. And it's like, nah, I don't want to sell my house. I love my house. Right? I have a nice little humble home. Right? I don't even like calling it a house. It's a home. I have a nice little humble home. I don't want to sell it. Right? I want to build a white picket fence. That's what I want to build in front of my house. I don't think, there's a couple fences. I think it's one or two fences on my block. I got to go double check because the communities, it's they want their houses to be the same or whatever. So I think it might be a sanction against building a white picket fence around your house. Like that's how dumb and weird this place is, right? I think there's actually it might be because the more and more I think about it, I don't think there's no white picket fences in the front of the house. In the back, our backyards, because they got big backyards. They're long, so it is kind of like you do need like a line border to to measure for the backyards, and we got enough. I got more than enough space out back. My dad gets mad at me because it's like, dude, son, you can drop a John Deere back here, you know what I'm saying, and grow some tomatoes and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Shout out to my dad, so he gets mad at me because I don't have a farm in my backyard yet. That's one of the things that I'm going to work on. But in order to, I need y'all to hit the like button. I need y'all to share, subscribe, say peace, compassion, and unity, for your fellow humans. It is what it is. But yeah, I can share more of him. TD Hip Hop was another one. I was touching upon the politics. That's not me anymore. I'm not there anymore, right? Let me see if I can find one last thing and then I'm out because it'll be an hour soon. And And then I'll let y'all be, man. I'll let y'all figure it out for yourselves. Say something in the comment section. I'll try to get back to it. Like I said, I'm recording this live on Facebook. Come join me on Facebook. I am going to get back to Facebook, man. My pretty much my family page. I'll just share a picture of us with the world. And then from there, I I share a new record because I heard Lupe got a new album coming out called Samurai, which is ironic, right? I don't got time for that. How I skip over that? Oh, come on. Right? But this is a ideology rush. This is on my phone too, right? And all I got to do is hit start game. And there it is right there. Y'all can see that, right? There it is right there. Select ideology type, right? Like I keep telling y'all, politics is a game. Where's my glasses at? Man, when I need my glasses, I can't find my glasses, Politics is a game. So right here we have what? You can see it with me. Capitalism, communism, libertarianism, imperialism, anarchy, ecologism, oh geez, pacifism, and militarism, right? All these isms. The only one that's not an ism is anarchy. All of them are locked, so they're making you start with capitalism. That's the diamond. That's the cash, right? The casuistry and sophistry, hypocrisy, and that's basically what that's what this game is about, right? As soon as I click on it, we'll go low for now because I ain't got time to play it. But then they got since I think it's a free game, so since it's a free game, I got to demo other free games, because I'm not buying this whatever it is or whatever. I ain't got time for all that. They make you go through all this in order to get to, which is probably a globe or something, right? Or your state, or as a world view or whatever, right? And you're trying to build up a capitalism, but it looks like Risk, right? Like Risk is the game that I play. Risk is a world domination game, but instead of, I guess it has to have some kind of military aspect to it. But they're talking make it as an ideology. So it starts off with capitalism. You work your way through different ones or whatever. And then but there is a relationship between that and war, because I guess that'll be the militarism aspect of it, which will probably be just like Risk, But like I say, politics is a game, and this is what Biden them is playing. They're playing a game. Is it Biden them is a psychological game. It's whack, right? Like family's not supposed to be a game. You do got the game of life, which is a board game that a family sits around and play together, right? But yes, if I'm playing the game of life and my son wants to say, "Well, Daddy, I'm gonna marry a boy. I'm gonna put another blue thing in my car," I can look at it like, "Son, that's stupid." Right? I have the right to do that. He's my son. No, you can't have a family with two boys, right? Oh yeah, I guess you could go to family court and adopt another boy to be your son, right? But adoption is you're taking the baby away from the family, a family. That's literally what it is. So yes, it like I wanted to snatch Sasa away. Right? I want the teacher, yeah, listen, you want to do this and that and this, because she used to kill me with the no. Like, no. That's NO. I'm giving you NOW, right? KNOW. What are you talking about? No. Okay, do you want KNOW or you want NO timeout, right? I went timeout, right? Go sit down. Then she realized she lost, right? And she go cross her arm and get, you know, a little 5-minute timeout or whatever. Then she come back and is like, all right, now do you want to listen? All right, now I'll let you try to show you how to play the game a little bit, you know? But this is what we have to deal with in our society, right? And yes, the eldest people, the generation, and it's been an hour, so I'm done. Generation baby boomers, they don't get it. They don't care to get it. You know, I mean, but y'all achieved it. Y'all achieved 50 plus years of marriage and all these beautiful things, right? And I don't blame y'all for doing that. Now I praise y'all for doing that. I honor y'all for doing that. You know, but you're dealing with generations that a lot of the fathers in the 80s and 90s were locked up because they you know, finding illegal ways to open up a candy store, right? They trying to be legit, you know what I mean? Because that's what The Godfather actually was about. Like, hey, in order for me to be legit, I have to what? All right, we're gonna get this cash from over here real quick, and then we're gonna wash it over here a little bit, and then we're gonna open up an olive oil, right? So he started importing olive oil. That became his major business, importing olive oil for your supermarkets. Of course, that wasn't the only way they made some cash. They dabbled in Hollywood. They dabbled in gambling, right? I mean, I don't even, but it is Black Americans kill me with, you know what I mean? We still got certain people that's speaking for us, right? Like I'm telling, what's the name today? It's like he brings up LeBar. I mean, he brings up P. Diddy. It's like, yo, man, wasting my time. Why are we talking about P. Diddy still? Right? Because he might be, listen, man, wasting my time. If I have a party, a cookout, right? It's all about being invited to the cookout, right? If I have a cookout and y'all invite P. Diddy to the cookout, right? Or if I just see P. Diddy
Playing from Charles's iPhone.
I forgot the music ain't on, right? And I just see P. Diddy at the cookout, at my cookout. My first question is, who invited P. Diddy to my cookout, right? And if you say it was me, guess what? You got to go too, right? No, if I see Tariq, right, Black Thought, no, okay, Black Thought here. Who invited Black Thought? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then be Spine Vicious. Oh, Spine, I ain't know you was here. Like, those are my brothers, right? Like, y'all both in my top 5. They my brothers, right? Yeah, I want them to come to the party. Mark Lamont Hill, who invited Mark Lamont Hill to my cookout, right? Umar Johnson, who invited Umar Johnson to the cookout? Y'all gotta go. Candace Owens, where's your husband at? What's up, dude? You should listen to the Beastie Boys or something? Oh, you like the Beastie Boys, right? Now, are y'all starting to understand now, right? That's her husband. He might be cool. I don't know. I never met him. I don't know, right? But Umar Johnson's going, she's a sellout because, hey, Umar, your boy Sookie, Red, and what's the name to my party. I want to know who invited you to the cookout. Y'all gotta go. That's just how it is, right? Not everybody is invited to the party. Not everybody's invited to the cookout. In fact, that's gonna be the verse I share later on today, because obviously y'all don't read y'all books enough, right? And I just been going back on the Bible and not really pushing the Quran or the Tao, because it is mostly Black Christian Democrats that really is like, yo, that's who Mark Lamar Hill is speaking. That's who Montero Lamar Hill. That's Lil Nas X, the dude that put himself on the cross on his album cover. He's part of the LGBT. He keeps saying that he's hip hop, but he's not. Right? Because if he was hip hop, he wouldn't do that. Right? You shouldn't do that, man. You're disrespecting the culture. Right? He's doing it for cash. Okay. Right? And or what are you doing with that cash to help rebuild the communities? That's the question. Right? But he'll admit it. He's not for building the community. He's ciphering the mind, the bodies, and souls of our children by telling them, miss, smile, all the information that Biden's administration, Barack Obama's administration, George Bush's administration put at the forefront. It's like, you got to include Trump too? No, obviously now you got to include Trump, right? Funniest thing, and I'll end on this note, because my man Rob, I love Garrido, right? Dominican friend of mine. We was at Dorney Park once, and then he was like, these white boys calling him Spanish Negro. So it's like we two heavy dudes, and it's like, you want to go fast with him, right? But it's like, man, I just came here to get on a roller coaster. Man, I ain't come here to be fighting nobody, whatever, right? So I don't know. We might have walked around there, but we ain't really go looking for them like that. But I bring up Garrido because I like to mess with him when it comes to Philly versus New York, because he's actually from North Jersey. And so he's a big Knicks fan. They doing, I don't know if they still doing good. I'm mad since the Sixers lost. And now, but I texted him yesterday, messing with him about the Phillies. But at the same time, I'm showing how ignorant political ideology is. It's because I'm a Phillies fan, so that makes me a red nationalist, right? Phillies wear red. They play in the National League of the baseball, right? He's MAGA blue, actually, right? Because he likes the Yankees, right? They play for the American team, American League. See, that's what baseball used to separate itself on, national versus American. Same with the NFL. You had the National Football League and the American Football League, right? That was the battle. It wasn't until like basketball is the one that said East versus West, right? So now they're trying to change that with basketball because you don't want to make, East versus West of the thing. They downplay that ideology when it comes to nationalism versus Americanism in baseball and in football. I forget how hockey does it. Hockey might be coastal too. Well, you also have hockey is also national versus, well, it couldn't be American because it's Canadian. So we'll figure all that out. But here's the moral of the story, right? When dealing with baseball, right? So I jokingly call him, he's Dominican, so I jokingly threw Mexican at him, right? And that's the first, like, what are you doing? Like, then I threw MAGA at him because they American League Yankees, right? They're American Yankees, right? That's pretty much the definition of a MAGA, right? And he didn't like it. But he knows I can just throw something at him like that and laugh and keep it moving. And what I mean? I told him how I went back to the motherland, and that was Dominican Republic for my anniversary, not for my honeymoon. And I stuttered on saying between the passport and the green card, and he was like, "Oh, what are you Haitian?" And then when I'm out here meeting Haitians, and I mentioned that, hey, yeah, I've been to Dominican Republic before, they looking at me like, well, we ain't really cool like that. We see these things. Yes, if I go over to the West Coast, yes, you from Philly, you ain't really cool like that, right? So when Papa, what is his name? When Pop went over there, not Tupac from the East, but he moved to the West, right? When Big went over there, yeah, they was looking for Big, especially after Pop. right? But Smoke, Papa Smoke, he went over there. They went looking for him. He's this East Coast rapper with a deep voice and all, right? I don't think he was flashing like that, but they knew who he was. Listen, man, it's all got to stop, right? Hip hop has been peace, compassion, unity. And I say compassion because it is a function of love. I save love for God. That's truth, love, and courage. I say that for as the seeds. I like to say the key virtues that God trickles to you. Here you go. Right? I'm talking about one God, our Father, the art of time. Heaven, your order. Planet Earth. Talk to y'all later.